Hey Switch players, so it seems like every week there's been new leaks about Nintendo releasing an updated version of the Switch dubbed the Switch Pro. So we're separating the facts from the fiction, the rumours from the reality, to bring you everything we know so far about this mysterious new hardware. Similar to how leaks revealed the existence of the Switch Lite months before an official announcement, rumours have been circulating that Nintendo is readying a brand new Switch for release next year. In August, Taiwanese newspaper United Daily News revealed that several hardware manufacturers involved with the production of the current Switch were expecting a new console to begin production in Q4 2020, with an eye on launching in Q1 2021. The original Switch debuted in March 2017, so that time of year is certainly a possibility. But how will this new console improve over its predecessor? The fact that the current Switch only has a screen capable of outputting at 720p has been a bugbear for many gamers, but it seems like Nintendo have listened to feedback and the Pro will rectify this. The current LCD screen is said to be getting replaced with a mini LED display supplied by Taiwanese manufacturer Innolux. This would allow us to finally play handheld in 1080p, with a wealth of improvements in colour and brightness. But what about the console when it's running in docked mode? Well, Nintendo have apparently been telling third-party developers to make their games 4K ready for a while now. Seeing as the current models of Switch have no way to output anything beyond 1080p, this is another huge hint that a new iteration of the console is on the horizon. Rather than a native 4K output, however, a report from Bloomberg claims that this will be achieved by using Nvidia's DLSS AI upscaling techniques to ensure it has minimal impact on performance. With the dawn of a new generation of consoles upon us, it makes sense that Nintendo would want to future-proof its upcoming titles and make it easier for developers to potentially port their latest games. The new Switch model will also get an overhaul under the hood, bypassing the Tegra X1 Plus chip used in the Switch Lite, and will instead supposedly use new custom processors Nintendo is developing with Nvidia, with the GPU based on the Volta architecture. If that means nothing to you, then basically while the Switch Pro won't be able to match the performance of the PS5 or Xbox Series X, it will still be able to compete with the current gen systems, marking a huge improvement on the original Switch. If Nintendo are making a new model of the Switch, it would make sense for them to also be developing games that take advantage of this increased horsepower. Recent Switch releases have already had an unlocked frame rate for this very reason, allowing these games to have an easy performance boost when played on the Pro. However, a number of big games are also coming out around March 2021, like Monster Hunter Rise, that seems like they would push the current hardware to its very limits, so perhaps these titles have been developed with the Pro in mind. We also still don't have a release date for Breath of the Wild 2. And seeing as the Switch launched with the first game, and Link's Awakening was released alongside the Switch Lite, it's certainly not too much of a leap to imagine Nintendo positioning it as a launch title. While Breath of the Wild 2 won't be a Switch Pro exclusive, it'll certainly take advantage of the new hardware, much like titles running on the PlayStation Pro and Xbox One X, and would definitely be enough to persuade fans to upgrade. Finally, while the name Switch Pro seems to have stuck, that doesn't mean Nintendo will go with that moniker. Instead, it's been suggested that they prefer the Switch Advance, in a nod to the naming conventions of the original Game Boy and its successor. But whatever it ends up being called, we're sure it's going to be very popular. So that's everything we know so far about the Switch Pro, or Switch Advance, or Switch Plus, whatever Nintendo end up calling it. Thank you so much for watching, we really appreciate it, and don't forget you can support us on Patreon to get a copy of our print magazine for only $5 a month. Until next time, bye bye.